Glück auf, meine Leute. Welcome back. Schalke 04 had just signed Carlo Ancelotti as their new manager. Okay, no, it's his doppelganger, Christian Gross. Let's learn more about him. Christian Gross becomes the fourth manager this season for Schalke. Who is he? He is a coach who's coached many teams throughout his 32-year managerial career. Teams like Basel, Stuttgart, Tottenham, and then even superpowers like Al Ahly and Zamalek. They're not superpowers, but whatever. Yeah, it's an interesting hire to say the least. But what do we really know about him other than he hasn't been coaching in Europe for the last 10 years? The press conference for Christian Gross was yesterday, and he was quoted as saying, "We have 5 months to successfully complete our mission. I have to take the lead. I have lots of energy. The team has to give everything in the coming weeks and months, and then we will be able to achieve our goal of surviving together." He goes on to say, "The players are really focused at my introduction. We have to take on our mission with togetherness, courage, and confidence. For me, it's important to feel the enthusiasm from every single player. We have to be solid defensively, defend more tightly together, show courage, and be intelligent on the pitch. We have to make ourselves aware that this is a marathon, not a sprint." Those were telling words from Christian Gross in his first press conference. Kind of to what to be expected, really. But who is this manager that we're getting? As we mentioned, he has managed in Europe for the past 10 years. There is that connection with Joachim Schneider from Stuttgart days. But the last 5 to 7 years, he's really coached more in Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Four times at Al Ahly and one time at Zamalek in Egypt. And so what we can expect from him there is with those two clubs in particular, where he found a lot of success for both his clubs. He more found himself in the 4-2-3-1 formation. So if we went with the 4-2-3-1 formation, it would look something like this. You would have up top probably Mark Uth. Then you have an attacking trio of Benito Rahman, Amin Harit centrally, and Nassim Bouyeleb outright. Then you'd have a double pivot of Suat Serdar and Omar Mascarell. And you probably go with the back four of Bastian Oczipka, Salif Sane, Ozan Kabak, and Benjamin Stambouli, with a goalkeeper of either Fairman or Renov. That's one variation he could possibly use. Another variation he could do, which would be more like a 4-3-3. It's still a 4-2-3-1, where it would be the same lineup. You wouldn't have a double pivot this time. You'd more have Mascarell, Serdar, and Harit in the midfield, and then you had Bouyeleb and Rahman just behind Mark Uth. Looks similar to a 4-3-2-1. We've seen that many times as well when he's been for both in Saudi Arabia and Egypt, but his preferred formation has been the 4-2-3-1. Now, I'm going to tell you that is not what I expect out of this manager. Why? Because he wasn't brought in for his successes at Al Ahly and at Zamalek. He's been brought in because of his experience fighting off relegation with both Tottenham and Stuttgart. So what can the tactics tell us from those teams that we can maybe more expect with here? What I believe he's going to lean more back into the way he had a tactics set up for those two teams as he did as opposed to the teams for Egyptian team and the Saudi Arabian team. So how did he line up with those? Well, I'm glad you asked. With both Tottenham and certainly Stuttgart, Tottenham, he had a mix of the 4-5-1 and the 4-4-2 double pivot. In Stuttgart, he primarily used the 4-4-2 double pivot with the double sixes, and he found that to great success and for them to stave off elimination or stave off relegation. And so I'm expecting more to see that. And now if that lineup actually came to fruition, what we would more than likely see Fairman in the back or even Renov. You still go with that back four of Stambouli, Kabak, Sane, and Oczipka. Then you go that midfield four. You'd have a double pivot of Serdar and Mascarell with Harit on the left and Bouyeleb on left and right. And then up top, you'd have Rahman and Uth. I think that is more of what you're going to see because both the Tottenham and Stuttgart, they focus heavily defensively, trying to be disciplined. You heard the words that Christian Gross said at his press conference. We want to be solid defensively. And the best way he knows how to do that is with this double six, the 4-4-2 double six pivot. Gives a lot of help defensively. You start with the defense, then you can get the ball out and then attack. This can definitely lend itself to a 4-2-2-2 in attacking formation or even a 4-2-4. But what we need to do first off is stop the goals from coming in, and then only then will we have a chance of actually getting some results in these games. So I believe that's how Christian Gross is going to come out with a formation. That's just me taking a look back at his history. I know his preferred formation is the 4-2-3-1. We've even seen the 4-3-2-1, the Christmas tree formation at times, even at Saudi Arabia. But those teams are more attack-minded teams with more offensive-minded talents, as opposed to what he dealt with at Stuttgart and Tottenham. Very similar to what we're dealing with here. So I believe that is what he's going to do. We'll see. We're still a ways away from our first game, but I think the 4-4-2 with the double sixes is the way we're going to go. But let's see. We'll see as the week travels on and we get to see more of the team. But that's going to be my initial take here. What are your thoughts? First, what do you think about Christian Gross? Are you satisfied with this manager? Do you believe he will help us stave off relegation? And secondly, do you think that he's going to go with the 4-4-2 formation with the double pivots, 4-2-3-1 that he's known for, or what formation do you think? And who should be the players in those spots? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to the page. It would be very much appreciated. You can follow SchalkeMerica anywhere that streams music. Obviously, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, here on YouTube as well. So, as the news breaks, as we learn more about Christian Gross and what to expect before this Hertha Berlin match, we'll try to keep you updated. So until the next podcast comes or the next video, we'll catch you soon. Tschüss.